Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, we are so grateful today that you will use our 47th president so we would sing with new meaning, my country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and because America is called to be a great nation, we believe that you will make this come true. So let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous hilltops of California, but God, we're asking you not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill in Mississippi, from every state, every city, every village, and every hamlet. And when we let freedom ring, we will be able to speed up that day where all of your children, black men and white men, Protestant and Catholic, Jew and Gentile, will be able to sing in the meaning of that old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank you, God Almighty. We are free at last. If you believe where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Come on, put your hands together and give your great God great glory.
Almighty and eternal God, we gather here today in reverence, joined in our shared hopes and dreams for our beloved nation. In this sacred moment of the inauguration of President Donald J. Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, we turn our hearts to you, seeking your divine assistance and abundant blessings upon this pivotal moment in history. We come before you with profound gratitude for the many gifts you have bestowed upon our land. Thank you for the freedoms we cherish, for the strength of our communities, and for the resilience of our spirit. As our President and Vice President embrace their newly appointed roles, we humbly implore that your everlasting love and wisdom will envelop them. Grant them the clarity of mind to navigate the challenges that lie ahead and the compassion to serve all citizens with fairness and integrity. May their hearts be filled with a giving spirit and sincere understanding for those whom they represent. May they be beacons of hope in times of uncertainty and prophetic voices in defending the dignity of all created life. We pray for a spirit of collaboration to flourish in our government and across our nation, fostering an environment where dialogue and heartfelt listening will prevail over division or discord. May each decision made by our President and Vice President reflect the values of justice and peace. As we embark on this new chapter, we also seek your comfort, O God, for those who feel lost or disheartened. In this time of transition, may your light shine upon them, reaffirming their belief in a brighter tomorrow. May we all strive to lift one another, supporting our fellow citizens with kindness and empathy, recognizing that together we can overcome any adversity. Grant us the strength to endure, the courage to face our fears, and the clarity to see the light that remains, even when clouds of uncertainty may gather. Inspire our new leaders to be champions for the vulnerable and advocates for those whose voices are often silenced. May they pursue policies that promote the well-being of all, seeking to build bridges that will foster unity and belonging. As we stand witness to this inauguration, we hold fast to our faith in the goodness of each of us and the possibility of change. We trust that with your guidance, O God, our nation can move forward to a future filled with promise, prosperity, and understanding. And finally, we lift our hearts in gratitude for the beloved parents of President Trump. Without Mary and Fred Trump, this day would never be the miracle that has just begun. By their loving protection, and give him the strength to guide our nation along the path that will make America great again. Let us go forth now with these words of President Trump's emblazoned on our hearts. As long as we have pride in our beliefs, courage in our convictions, and faith in our God, then we will not fail. We stand tall, we stand proud, because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God, and to God alone. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our national anthem.
Can you say, o'er the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose was stars and bright stars, o'er the perilous light, on the ramparts waves were so gallantly streaming, and the racket eagerly, heaven bursting in earth, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailor, let God take us
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain at your seats while the President and official party depart the platform.
Right, guys. Right, guys. What we're seeing here, I guess, is just photo ops and stuff like that. But I wonder how much time it's going to take to for Trump to get on the table and start signing all those executive orders. He said, what, like, are going to be 100, 200? I'm waiting for that. I want those January 6th reviews are going free right now. What a difference. What a difference. Look at those. Look at Melania. have a supermodel again, and look at the one that is next to Biden. What a difference! What an upgrade! Supermodel again. The one that is next to Biden. What a difference! What an upgrade! There's JD Vance as a wife, the Indian wife. I hope they don't screw us up with the H-1B visas. I hope they don't screw us up with that. But if they don't screw up, if they don't screw us up with that, then it'll be a good 4 years. It's all great, all great, man. And that dude that is married to Barack Obama must be crying right now. He's probably going right now. Michelle Obama is probably going right now. Oh no! Why? Why did he win? Why? Why does the country doesn't think that I'm the most beautiful man? I mean, woman in the country. Why does the country doesn't think that I was the most beautiful man? I mean, lady. And what an ending! What an ending! By the way, guys, sorry for the whole mess. This is my first live stream ever. I don't think I even have a super chat. I don't know if I can even do it. I don't know how to do anything of this. I don't know how to do any of this. But all the people watching, I appreciate you guys being here. Even though I made a big mess, I didn't know how to do it. My live stream was going off. I couldn't connect. My first live stream ever. But I'm glad for all the people that are here. I'm glad that you guys are here. Look at that, man. Bye, 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 asshole. Man, you screwed us up all these 4 years, man. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. The end of a nightmare. I remember Jake Tapper saying at the end of Trump's first term that it was the end of a nightmare. Bitch, Biden's rule was the beginning of a nightmare. 4 years. For 4 years, we had inflation. The economy was. I'm not gonna say it was the worst, but it was not bad. It was not good. It was bad. I mean, just the inflation, it was bad. All the money going to Ukraine that should have been for us. Just how many checks will we have gotten from all that money that was sent to Ukraine? Billions and billions of dollars. Man, what the hell? So glad. This is great, man. Look at those guys. Full alpha energy. Beautiful woman model next to Trump. I mean, come on, man. The difference is incredible. By the way, I'm still practicing with all these live streams and trying to see if I could put a link to my description bio. I'm watching also from my phone to see that everything goes good. That's why I keep watching. That's why I keep putting my head down. me see. Let me see if I can put some links in the description bio. Oh, hey, what's up? Let's be frank. Nice to see you, man. Great. Awesome. Love you, bro. Oh, let's be frank sent you. Oh, awesome. Fat boys gaming nonsense. Okay. Awesome. Nice to see you, man. Let's be frank is a good guy. Okay, let me see if I can put some links in my description bio. Wait, oh, I think I have. Man, bye, asshole. Oh, man. You're gonna need your diapers changed right now. I would say, like Trump says, go back to mama, but it's more like go back to your nurse. By the way, I had a little bit of a cold throughout this week, so excuse me if I keep going like, sorry about that. Sorry if I you have a runny nose. I was sick for a week. So how do I edit this without screwing up my live stream? I want to put links in my description bio.
Not bad, huh? Not bad, huh?
By the way, shout out to the people at RSBN. We're watching their live stream from the Ridiculous. What's going on? I'm distracted. What's going on? I'm putting links right now. I'm distracted. What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here as witnesses to President Trump's triumphant return to the White House. Right now, already this morning, you feel it around the country. We certainly felt it here in the city. America is coming together and roaring back again, and it begins today, as the president just told us. I know we'd all rather be gathered together on the National Mall with hundreds of thousands of our closest friends, but our disappointment is well overcome with our excitement for the future that we feel today. We have the chance to make the next 4 years the most consequential period in our nation's history. And as Speaker of the House, it is my great pleasure, my great honor, to introduce to you the man who will lead us to this new golden age, the decisive winner of the Electoral College and the popular vote, the 45th and the 47th, and the greatest president of our lifetimes, Donald J. Trump.
All right.
Well, thank you all so much for being here. And was that a hell of a speech or what? That was, man. That was a good way to start it off. You know, I didn't know exactly what the president would put in that speech, and I hoped to myself that he wasn't going to hold
All right,
back.
guys, we're going to have to speak how
It was a hell of a way to
important
start the next 4 years. But I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, and I know I speak for the president and for all of us, thank you for making this possible. We love you. We wouldn't be here without you, and we're going to make America great again together for the next 4 years. And the last thing I'll say is, you know, having stood outside for about 5 minutes to wave goodbye to the Bidens, thank God we moved that thing indoors because it was a beautiful ceremony and it was cold as hell outside. So, sir, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
No, he's right. I said, oh, look at this beautiful sunny day. We blew it. And then I went outside and we were freezing. You would have been very unhappy. The sun was very deceptive, I will tell you. It is cold out. And I'm sort of saying, that was so beautiful today. Maybe they should do it there every 4 years. Does that make sense? I don't know. Because, the outdoor thing is really good, but it gets a little cold around this time of the year, as some people have noticed. And a lot of times they suffer through it. There was no suffering in that room. It was 72 degrees. It was perfect with the best acoustics I think I've ever heard in a room. This is not so bad either. But I just want to say, you're a younger, far more beautiful audience that I just spoke to. And I want to keep it off the record. I want to keep that off the record because I don't want to have all those big shots up there. I don't want to think you're more powerful than them. You look better than them, and I love you. Now, we just had a great time. We just had a great day. This was amazing. When you think we took a journey, I mentioned in the speech, a lot of people said that was not a journey that was possible, and it was indeed possible. I didn't really know too much about what they were saying when they said that, but a lot of people felt it. And we hooked up with JD very early. I watched JD over a period of time. I endorsed him in Ohio. He was a great senator and very, very smart. The only one smarter than him was his wife. That was I would have chosen her, but somehow the line of succession didn't work that way, right? But now she's great and he's great. This is a great, beautiful couple and unbelievable career. I just said to him, you are very upwardly mobile, because he hasn't been doing it that long, but he picked it up so quickly. Remember, the first week was a little bit like the fake news was hitting him really hard. And I said, ooh, this may be tough, but after that, it was smooth sailing for him. He took on everybody. He took on the meanest. I don't want to use the word corrupt because we're into a new system, so let's wait till the corruption begins, because it will. But he took on some pretty mean people, and he handled it well. I want to also congratulate Mike Johnson for the job that he's doing. Steve, we gave him a majority of almost nothing. And then I said, to make it tougher on him, let me take 2 or 3 of the people, right? And then I said, he'll only have to suffer with that for about 3 months. How are they doing, by the way? Are they? Is that moving along? I said, do you mind if I take this one, that one, and a couple of others? He didn't mind. He can handle it. No, he's a man that's liked by everybody. I've never met a man like this. You've got how many is it, 219 or 220 or something? 220. And of the 220, 219 really like him. I noticed he got 1 negative vote once about 2 weeks ago. But I think even 220 like him, if you want to know the truth. And that's very unusual. I know a lot of nice guys in Congress, and they have 35 people that hate him. So if you have 35 people that hate you and you only have 1 or 2 or 3 votes, you'll have 5, I think. But that's going to be like, the good news is when we get to that 5 number, it's going to feel like a massive majority. You could be really nasty to a couple of them at least, So it's going to feel like hitting your head on the wall and stopping. It feels so good to stop, but he's done a fantastic job. And Steve Scalise he's our hero because, I was with him. You talk about being shot. I was with him. He got some bad ones, and his incredible wife, and she really loves him. You never know about that. I've been with other people. They were doing poorly, and the wife is like looking at a watch. She can't get out of the hospital fast enough. How's he doing? I don't know. He's all right. That woman was a mess. She was crying and crying. No, they're going to take him. They're going to take him. I told Steve when he finally woke up, it was a while too. The doctor told me it was the most blood they've ever transfused in any patient. They've never done anything like it. And here he is, the picture of strength, right? And he's been a great friend of mine, right? With a family, because of a family. And what a job you did. It worked out pretty much better than we even thought, right? And I did have a couple of things, to say that were extremely controversial. And between JD and Melania and anybody else that heard, please, sir, it's such a beautiful unifying speech. Please, sir, don't say these things. I said, I'm telling you, it's going to play great. They say, you're right. For this group of people, it's going to play great. You're the only ones I hurt by not, but we had some beauties, didn't we, Melania? She said, sir, calls me sir when she's angry. No, no, I'm only kidding. I better say I'm only kidding, or the press is going to pick that one up loud and clear. No, but she said, no, I think it would be terrible. It's such a nice speech. I think it's, it all depends on your delivery. How was the delivery? Was it good? But she said it's such a beautiful speech. You can't put things in there that you were going to put in. And I was going to talk about the J6 hostages, but you'll be happy because, it's action, not words that count. And you're going to see a lot of action on the J6 hostages. See a lot of action. And I was going to talk about the things that Joe did today with the pardons of people that were very, very guilty of very bad crimes, like the Unselect Committee of Political Thugs, where they literally, what they did is they destroyed and deleted all of the information, all of the hearings, practically not a thing left. They deleted all the information on Nancy Pelosi having turned down the offer of 10,000 soldiers. You wouldn't have needed 10,000. You could have had 500, and it would have stopped. Because we may have had 1 million people that day, the people that were there. You don't see any photographs, but we have a lot of great photos. But you don't see those photographs. They don't put them in. They show the people at the Capitol. But I was talking about that. I was going to talk about that. They said, please don't bring that up right now. You can bring it up tomorrow. I said, how about now in front of I'll bring it up right now. This little time delay is good because we're getting great reviews on the speech. Now watch. They'll take the speech and say, I didn't like it because he left there and he's talked to people. But we're giving you a little more information than we gave upstairs. But no, they pardoned a lot of people. They pardoned, before we even get to today, they pardoned, 33 murderers, absolute murderers, the worst murderers. When you get the death sentence in the United States, you have to be bad because they don't give it much. And he pardoned almost everybody having a death sentence. And if you went through the crimes that were committed, you wouldn't even believe them. The level of violence, the people that were killed, the innocence of people that were killed and children killed by these people. And he pardoned them for whatever reason. He spared them, but they didn't spare the people that they killed. And, who knows what happens in the future. It's one of the worst because a lot of times they let them out early after that. They say you're going to be in for life, but then all of a sudden they get let out for good behavior and then they go on a rampage. It's one of those little things, right? But I was going to talk about that. But I was really going to talk about the level of, what's going on. Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to help a guy like Milley? Why are we doing Milley? He was pardoned. What he said, terrible what he said. Why are we helping some of the people? Why are we helping Liz Cheney? Liz Cheney is a disaster. She's a crying lunatic and crying Adam Kinzinger. He's a super crying. I never saw the guy not crying. He's always crying. I looked at him. I remember years ago, he was actually on my side. And then one day, when you don't want to kill people in wars, they turn against you. Liz Cheney hated the concept of not going to war with everybody. Let's kill everybody. Let's spend a lot of money on military equipment, where her father works, right? And but what she did was incredible. Think of it. They destroyed and deleted all of that information that went on for almost 2 years against Trump. And the reason they did, because it was all false. Like the person that said, I tried to strangle a Secret Service agent. That's one of the toughest human beings I think I've ever seen. I actually had a friend saying, please don't change that, sir. You are the coolest sucker in history. Remember, she said, I put my hands around his neck because he wouldn't go to the Capitol. Made up fiction. And I was rebuffed. And the guy on the right is a massive weightlifter, probably stronger than me. Do you think he's stronger than me, honey? You know who I'm talking about. Possibly stronger than me. Slightly younger than me, I won't say how many years because I don't want to talk about that, but a lot of years. But I had a friend that said, why are you disputing that story? That's the coolest story I've ever heard. That I would attack a karate champion, get slightly rebuffed, and then throw my arms around a guy with a neck about this big. Even though there are bars, there are bars, you can't really do that anyway. So I wanted to talk about that. But all of that stuff got deleted. And the reason it got deleted is they were all caught in lies. Secret Service testified and they said it didn't happen. Actually, the two guys were very embarrassed. They're suffering because their friends are saying, did Trump really do that to you? But they gained a whole new respect for me. But it was just make-believe stuff. And there were a lot of make-believe stories made up. So rather than suffer the wrath, like the story with Nancy Pelosi, I offered her 10,000 soldiers. She knows it. She admitted it on tape that her daughter made. She's a videographer or whatever you call her, which I'm glad she is. Oh, she can't be in good stead with Nancy. But Nancy said it was my responsibility as she's leaving the Capitol. She said it was, and it was. She's in charge of security at the Capitol. But I offered them up to 10,000 soldiers, even more. One time I said more, as many as you need, but you needed 400 or 500. If 4 or 5, you 10,000, that would be more than the number of people there by lot. But we offered her 10,000. Think of it, 10,000 soldiers. In other words, J6 wouldn't be J6. There would have been no J6. But she rebuffed them. She didn't like it. No, she didn't like it. Maybe she wanted that to happen, but she's guilty as hell. And now we would have to go through the process because they destroyed all evidence. They deleted everything. There's virtually nothing left. The other fake story and so many other fake stories. And many people came out on our side, and those people now would got to find them. There's nothing left. So that's a criminal offense. If that were a civil case, it would be a criminal offense. If that happened civilly where you did that, it would be a criminal offense. So I decided I'm not going to make this speech complicated. I'm going to make it beautiful. I'm going to make it a unifying speech. And then when they said we have a group of people that are serious Trump fans, I said, this is the time to tell those stories. So, but seriously, I'd like to, I think it was a tremendous success. I think we're very lucky we put it inside because it is really cold. We just went to the helicopter out of respect to something that's taken place for a long time. I guess it's as old as helicopters. You used to get into a stagecoach, now you get into a helicopter. Times change. But it's pretty old custom. And it's a beautiful custom, actually. It's a beautiful custom. I wish we could have had a better relationship. I wish we could have had a better relationship between Republicans and Democrats. I was with Senator Schumer. I said, Chuck, I think it's time we all start getting along a little bit because it doesn't make sense. I mean, we literally never get a Democrat vote. They never get a Republican vote, almost. And although there is a bill coming up very shortly that we have a lot of Democrat votes, right? It's going to be a very beautiful bill. We're going to have a deciding, I would say, within a week or so, I think. And it's going to be a very good bill. You all know what I'm talking about. So I just want to thank you all for being here. You have been our fans from day one. All these people all over. You've been our fans. This has been there's never been anything like it. There's never been anything like it. This has been a movement like no movement ever in history for probably any country, let alone this country. You know, if somebody's running for president, and if they go out and they announce they're going to Arizona, they're going to Nevada, they're going to someplace, if you have 200 or 300 people, that would be standard. Ronald Reagan would go out. I mean, outside of the last couple of days where people get a little excited, but even then you have a couple of thousand people. But if you're going to go someplace, any place, any one of the swing states, any one of the other states, I mean, how about the non-swing states? We won Alabama by 48 points. We won Tennessee by massive numbers. Wyoming, we won by numbers that are, nobody's ever seen numbers like that. And, places like California, we did great, but when they send out like 38 million ballots, nobody knows where the hell they're sending them, and then they come pouring back, the whole thing. They passed a law in California that if you work in an election bureau and if you so much as ask for a voter ID, if you say, sir, ma'am, could I please look at your voter ID? They have the right to put you in jail. You're a criminal. Can you believe that? There's only one reason that happens. They want to cheat. So they had it where voter ID wasn't accepted. But now if you even ask for it, this is seriously a bill that was just signed. It passed in their legislature, and it was signed. And I think when we get things cleaned up and we get back to a little bit of normalcy, I'm going to ask the speaker to really get involved, because I think we would have won the state of California, because, if you look at my numbers with Hispanic, we're at 56%. And we were winning. We won the Texas border that had never been won. As the governor said, he's doing a good job, the governor, by the way, of Texas. But as the governor said, it hasn't. Oh, did I get lucky? Did I get lucky? Supposing I said, he's not here, but the governor of Texas has done a terrible job. Wow, look at you. You mean we couldn't get you up in the front row? I'll tell you. Supposing I said, JD, the governor of Texas, is not doing his job. You heard what I said. See, I didn't know you were there. I said he's doing a great job. He's doing a phenomenal job. But now you're going to have a partner that's going to work with you, because you didn't have, not only didn't he have a partner, he had people selling the wall, right? We have a fence structure that we worked on, the governor worked on with me. And I didn't love it, to be honest with you. I wanted a nice precast concrete, 40, 50 feet high, like a beautiful, could have been a T-shaped, Y-shaped. 40, 50 feet.
Me too.
I wanted that sucker to go up maybe 50, 60 feet. It would have looked beautiful, a nice Y shape. And they said, the problem is, sir, they climbed that like a rabbit. I said, what do you mean? No way. And they brought some of these guys out. They climbed it like... And the other thing is you hit it with acid and the thing will disintegrate. They have things for concrete. So they needed very hardened steel, very special steel. And then they needed 7,000-pound concrete inside that steel, inside that steel. And then they have a rebar that's the toughest steel made, very hard to cut. So this is why very little is cut. I mean, it's right. And then they put a anti-climb panel on top. I hated it. I said, it's so unattractive. And I said, why would that work? I don't believe it works. And I went to watch the Border Patrol, gave a display. We had actually two sets of climbers. The guys that climb up walls with drugs on their back, I mean, they got like 60, 70 pounds of drug, and they go as fast as you can walk. They go bip, bip, bip. Or we have Mount Everest type climbers. And honestly, the drug guys were much better. The drug guys blew them away, right? But it's true, the anti-climb panel, they couldn't get around it. They just couldn't. When you didn't have it. So sometimes you sacrifice beauty for efficiency. And we did. So we built this wall, and we built over 500 miles of wall. That's why we had such good numbers. The famous chart that came down, very thankfully, the chart that came down on my right, Governor, had I not looked over there, I'm not speaking right now. You might be speaking here. You want to know the truth? You, JD, and we got a lot of great people in this party, but I got very lucky, but we had the best numbers we've ever had. But I bought, what happens is when you fill it up, it's like water. You fill it up. Now we have 571 miles of wall. And they would always say, when we renovated a wall, so there'd be like a piece of plywood sitting there for 60 years, or a 2x4 sitting for 60 years on the ground and rotting. Because, and they'll say, you didn't build a new wall. Here we're building 50 feet up in the air, 30 feet sections, 50-foot sections, all steel, all concrete, all everything. And all, by the way, they don't even want me to say this, but what the hell, doesn't take that long time. They were all wired for all of the equipment. We put wires in everything so they can easily wire for all the different types of equipment. And if there's a doubt, we have to wire. Whenever we just look, you just find the wires all over the place up top, so we could just hook it up. We don't have to have wires on the outside, which wouldn't do too well, right? So anyway, so we built an extra 200 miles of wall, And the governor wanted to buy it. He tried to buy it, and they wouldn't sell it to him. He wanted to put it up himself. Could have been done in 3 to 4 weeks, 200 more miles, because when you do it now, they just keep going further out, further out, further out, getting around. So we did an extra 200 miles, and it was all bought. And they announced that they're not going to put it up. And that's when I realized they wanted open borders. And that's when I realized that people are going to come pouring through the wall like nobody's ever seen before. But you've seen it. A lot of you are here because of that. I made it my number one issue. They all said inflation was the number one issue. I said, I disagree. I think people coming into our country from prisons and from mental institutions is a bigger issue for the people that I know. And I made it my number one. I talked about inflation too, but you know, how many times can you say that an apple has doubled in cost? I'd say it and I'd hit it hard, but then I go back to the fact that we don't want criminals coming into our country. We don't want the jails of every country in the world virtually being deposited into the United States. And that man had to suffer with it. And he did an unbelievable job. I'll tell you, he was a very popular governor, but now he's like an unbeatable governor because of your border policies. He was fantastic. And he really was. So. Governor Abbott is he's a great man, great leader. And but it did make him very more. Did you do it? You didn't do that for politics. You did it because you wanted to do the right thing. But I'll tell you, it sure as hell worked for politics too. It's self-preservation. That's right. But yeah, because the people are demanding it. The people of Texas are demanding it. The people are demanding it all over. So anyway, so we built it, and they wouldn't let us use it. They wouldn't let the governor use it, and other governors, they wouldn't let him use it. But he was the leader of the pack and did a great job. And then we heard about a month ago that not only wouldn't they let us use it, they were selling it. They were going to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar. Now, 5 cents on the dollar then, but today it would cost more than twice as much to build because we bought it like 6 years ago. And it was just sitting on the ground, and that does not do well for the whole thing. But it was just sitting on the ground, and I heard about it, and I called the governor, and I called a lot of people, your attorney general. And here's the story. They were going to buy it, and these are great business people. They were going to buy it for 5 cents on the dollar or less, and they were calling us up, we'll sell it to you for 200 cents on the dollar. In other words, it will cost you twice as much, so it's 200 cents on the dollar. I said, can somebody explain that to a judge? I mean, how corrupt is that? You'd think they'd say, maybe we'll sell it to you for 20 cents, 30 cents, but not 200 cents. So they were going to buy something for 5 cents and they were going to sell it to us for a fortune. They were going to make it would be, they'd have it down that in Fortune magazine, they'd put it as the deal of the year, okay? You buy something like that. But it was so corrupt and so horrible. And when we told that to the administration, they didn't care. They just kept going forward. They couldn't care less. And they kept going forward. They knew that they were trying to sell it back to us. They would have sold it back to us. You would have ended up buying it. You would have paid probably 50, 60 cents. Who knows? But they were going to use it for scrap metal, but then they made a much better deal. They could just buy it and sell it to us for 15, 20 times what they paid. 20 times, think of it, like 20 times what they paid. And we wouldn't let it happen. And the governor with his attorney general, Ken Paxton, they made a fantastic, they're a good lawyer. He's pushed around pretty good by people, right? I said, you got a great attorney general. They should leave him alone. He was with me. But Ken and the governor went to court, and a judge actually became incensed and actually called for an investigation. How could a thing like this happen? So he stopped it. So we're waiting to put that wall up. And now that you have a new president, that wall will go up so fast. The governor will complain, sir. This is Greg Abbott, sir. Please, the wall is going up too fast. Please don't do that. You know the story about winning. No, we're going to win too much. We're winning too much. Please stop. People always love that one. We'll do this with the wall. Governor Abbott calls, sir, the wall is going up too fast. We can't take it. We just can't take it. No, I think you'll be very happy if the wall goes up too fast, right? But we'll get that dude and we'll work with you on that. But it was a great decision by a great Texas judge, right? And it was beautiful, beautiful to watch. We stopped them right in their track. I mean, they were literally loading this stuff onto trucks. It was terrible. Honestly, it was terrible. And he wouldn't take it. So I'm so glad I mentioned that they have a really good governor in Texas. And I swear, I didn't know he was here. I swear to you, it sounds like a setup. I didn't know you would end. Did I get lucky? I said the right thing. Because there have been moments when I wasn't so happy with him, you know? But not too many, I can tell you that. So anyway, it's good to see you too, Governor. Great. But I just want to thank everybody. You've been incredible. I recognize so many of you. It's so crazy. But this has been a long journey. This was a journey that started in 2015, probably started 20 years before that. People used to say, you're going to run for president? You're going to run? And I always said, no, I don't want. And then one day I said, let's give it a shot. And what I talked about then was the border too. I think it probably was the number one issue for me. Back in 2015, 2016, I talked about the border. And now I talked about the border, but this border is much worse. We fixed the border. It was totally fixed. There was nothing to talk about. 2020, by the way, that election was totally rigged, but that's okay. It was a rigged election. You know, the only thing good about it, it showed how bad they are, showed how incompetent. And frankly, historically, this is a much bigger event. If that would have gone like it should have, the bad thing about it is some bad things happened, like a lot of people in our country that wouldn't be in our country right now. So, you know, that's the bad part. But I will say that it started in 2015, and right from the beginning, we went to the top. The day one, they announced Trump, and Trump went to number one and stayed there for the whole primary. And then we took on Hillary. She didn't look too happy today. We took on Hillary. A very nice person, but we took on Hillary and we defeated Hillary, and then we did much better the second time in 2020. You know, we got millions more votes. We got millions, like 10, 12 million more votes than we did the first time. No president has ever gotten that many more votes. I got like 9 million more than anybody else had ever gotten. And they said we lost. And because of that, I said to Melania, what do you think? And she said, you want to do this again? And had we lost, and had I thought we lost, I wouldn't do it again, because that's like the ultimate poll, right? But I knew how well we did. And this time we made it too big to rig. It was so big. They tried. They tried like hell. But they tried to do it. And around 9:02, they gave up. Last time they did bad things. At this time, they just said, you know, I don't know if you saw, Mr. Speaker, in Washington, they had placards. They were all set to march. They thought it'd be closer. A gentleman asked me, a very respected gentleman asked me yesterday, how come the polls were so wrong? They showed you winning, but not in a landslide. I said, because people that are true Trumpers are so angry at the whole polling system and at the writers, the fake news, that they don't want to talk to anybody. So when you call somebody from Trump, who are you voting for? They say, it's none of your business. I'm not telling you. And that was probably 40% of the people they called. So they would discard that one, and they didn't show that. And then when the election happened, you know, the vote came, and it was much different, much higher than we're going to win, but they really thought, they couldn't believe the one man said, I mean, it was so much higher. We won all 7 swing states. We won the popular vote by millions of votes, which is hard for a Republican. I'll tell you who came through. The unions came through. The auto workers were great. The Teamsters were great. The firemen were great. I think almost every union was great. The only one that weren't great, although Sean was great, and the Teamsters, Sean O'Brien, the head of the Teamsters, was fantastic. But generally speaking, the head of the union was against Trump, but the union would be with us for like 80, 85%. Look what we did with the auto workers in Michigan. Look what we did with the Teamsters. The Teamsters were unbelievable. They were a solid Democrat vote, and they voted for Trump. So we had a great experience. Now we have to go to work and get it done, because we have to do something that's going to be great. We're going to turn our country around. And we're going to turn it around fast. And I think this was a better speech than the one I made upstairs, okay? I think this was better, JD. I think this was much better. And I got to see my friend. So, Governor, take care of yourself. You call me, we'll start working. You know what that means with him? He's going to be calling me tomorrow morning at about 6. And I said, how about next week? You call me and we're going to get it started real fast. We'll really help you a lot. You've done a fantastic job protecting something which is it's not supposed to be. And amazing job you've done. Thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody. And I have a first lady who's been incredible. She's been incredible. I shouldn't say this. I'm going to get hell when I say this, but her feet are absolutely aching, heels. And we thought we were leaving. We were going home. Sir, would you be able to go down and say hello to some of your other fans that are here? I said, oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Did you get to see pretty clearly the picture, I hope? Good. That's good. But because you wouldn't want to make the same speech again, right? But she said, darling, I love you so much, but my feet are killing me. I said, honey, let me just see how far it is. I asked the person. Oh, not that long, maybe 400 or 500 yards. That's 5 football fields. I said, can you make it? She said, we're going to make it no matter what. We're going to make it because we have to go. Right? Right? And then we went out to the helicopter though, just prior to this and said goodbye. And it's a custom. And the wind is blowing like crazy. And with the hat that she's wearing, she almost blew away. We almost lost her. She was being elevated off the ground. She almost blew away. No. So we all appreciate it because you've been a great first lady, a beautiful and a great first lady. And they love our first lady. You know, JD, whenever I make a speech, I see hundreds of times, we love our first lady. And they do, and they should. She's great. So I just want to thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to thank everybody. And I felt that I said to JD, should we give him the A treatment, the B treatment, the C, the D, or the F? You know what the F is? Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. I gave you the A+ treatment. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Governor. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
All right, this is great stuff, but I want to see executive orders. How long is it going to take? Man, those January 6ers. Oh, man. I want them free today, man. I want them free today. But when are those executive orders coming, man? Going to be 100 of them? 200? The first one? At least, not the first one? January 6ers? Out of jail. Whatever they are. Need to get out of there. I'm just so glad I woke up that we were having dudes dressed as women and government, and those were the ones giving us, we were being ruled by them. What the hell? What the hell? Anyway, guys, no worries. Anyway, guys, I put in the links at my new comic book, Fight for Something. Get it to celebrate this Inauguration Day. It's about the woke virus. I put a lot of pressure on this. Oh, yeah. First splash page. Bye-bye, Biden. You sick freak. Bye. Yeah, get it? I put it in the link. So I don't. This is my first live stream, so I don't know. I believe there's no way to put super chats, but you can check on the link that I put on my description bio, and yeah, you can get one of my comic books. Anyways, let's go back to the live stream. By the way, shout out to RSBN again for their live stream. If you guys are watching me, I mean, to all of you guys watching me, I mean, just so you know, I mean, RSBN does a good job live streaming uh, Trump rallies, stuff like that. Hopefully, I can get onto that. Hopefully, I can start doing that. Again, this is my first live stream. I never done this before. That's why it's a mess at the beginning. I'm glad that everything is coming through right now. Yeah, give me a learning curve. This is a learning curve. So, how long is it gonna take for them to go for Trump to start doing the executive orders? What's gonna happen right now? I have no idea. Man, I don't want to watch this. I'm gonna have lunch right now. I'm gonna have lunch right now. All right, I just saw a link from Fox News that says to watch live for him to attend his signing ceremony. Let me check it out. Well, yeah, I guess Fox News has having the same live stream. They're doing that. What you see right now, people at this launch thing is what's going on in Fox News too. Fox News is putting this same video also. Now, what time is the signing ceremony? I want to know. Baron Trump, base holder. Man, how cool is that guy, man? He looks old. well composed, elegant.
Well, it is official. President Trump is the 47th commander-in-chief in our country. As of around 12:15 today, when he was sworn in by Chief Justice John Roberts. So, of course, we are looking forward to going to Capital One Arena, where the program there has started, as thousands of people watched the inauguration as well. So let's go to Capital One Arena right now.
That I don't believe what they say about books and movies, that the sequel is often not as good as the original. I think this sequel is going to be kick-ass better than the original. Yeah. One of the best things President Trump has done, and there are so many, is change the conversation, change the culture, and just change the way people look at politics. And the reason he did that was in 2016, he saw everywhere he went, the crowds would get larger, the passion would intensify, the red hats would grow in number, and the throngs of people who would come the night before, the day before, the morning of, just to be a part, not of a conventional political campaign, but a true movement of men and women and children from across this great nation who wanted to be there and be part of something bigger than all of us, to stand up and say, this is our country, that's, we kneel for the Lord, we stand for the flag, we don't confuse the two, and we're here because we believe in those three words that President Trump said every time. Secure the border, respect law enforcement, cut your taxes, repeal, replace Obamacare, get rid of Common Core. And yes, and this time, in 2024, you were there again. But so were so many Americans who had never voted or had never voted Republican. That's the magic of Donald Trump. President Trump, thank you. President Trump has done away with all these acronyms: CRT, BLM, ESG, DEI. Ladies and gentlemen, the acronym of the day of the term is USA. USA. You got it. People in Washington love to fight. They love to fight. He's not fighting with Washington. He's fighting for you. And that's why you fight. So continue to stand up and speak up and show up and put up. And ladies and gentlemen, whether you were for him on day one or you or people you know did it on November 5th, 2024 for the first time, keep saying welcome. Let's bring more people into this movement. This is an optimistic, positive, forward-looking time for our nation, for our children, for our grandchildren, for our veterans, for the forgotten man, the forgotten woman, the forgotten child. President Trump, never forget, did not need to do this. He did not need to do this. He already had everything that people who go into politics want: money, fame, brilliant, beautiful wife, golf anytime he wants. He did this for the people. And as we all know, He dodged a bullet, but ladies and gentlemen, the whole country dodged a bullet in not having Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris as our presidents. Welcome. Again, happy Inauguration Day, and we're just part of the warm-up band for the main act, Vice President J.D. Vance, and 47 President Donald J. Trump. God bless you, and God bless the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Congressman Dr. Ronnie Jackson.
All right. Welcome, America, to the greatest day ever. I don't have to tell anybody in this room, these are my favorite people on the planet right here. You guys are the MAGA warriors. You guys, thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Well, I also don't have to tell you there's a new sheriff in town, right? Donald J. Trump was right about everything. Everything. I've known him for a long time. I was blessed to be his physician and work in the White House side by side with him. I was blessed enough to be with him on January 20, 2017, 8 years ago. I spent the day with him. I watched him give his inaugural address. And I'll tell you, I was extraordinarily blessed to have just come from the Capitol, where I had one of the most satisfying 2 hours of my entire life, when I get to listen to President Trump talk about how horrible this country has been treated, and all of us have been treated, and the horrible things that have been done to all of us this last administration for the last 4 years, and how he was going to fix it all. And he did it right there with Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, and everybody else, Kamala Harris. They had to sit there and listen to it. And I loved it. Loved it. I'll tell you what, I thought for sure, I've always said that the 45th president of the United States is the absolute best president that this country has ever had. But you know what? I think the 47th president is going to be even better. We are in for a change. This is a great day. How many of you out there think this is one of the best days of your entire life? Absolutely it is. We had one chance to get this country back. We were headed down a path of destruction that we would never, ever recover from. I promise you. And we have been given a second chance in the form of Donald J. Trump. He's here, he's back, and he's going to fix what's broken. We're going to get our border back. We're going to stop the illegal immigrants and the cartels that have laid devastation to this country. We're going to lock them up. We're going to get rid of them. We're going to get our economy back. We're going to get our military back. We're going to get our federal government back. We're taking it all back. This is a great time to be an American. This is a great day to be an American. And I just wanted to come here, and I can't wait till he gets here to talk to all of you guys. I want to thank you for what you've done, because he got elected because people like you got out and you voted, and you took neighbors who've never voted to the polls, and we all voted, and there was an overwhelming mandate in this country for Donald Trump to come in here and to take this country back. And so I know we're all excited to be here today. It's going to be super exciting when he gets here in a minute. I just wanted to come up here and tell you how much I love you, how much I appreciate you. I want to say God bless you. God bless the United States of America, and God bless Donald J. Trump. Thank you, guys.
Great stuff here. Great stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is all
please
good,
welcome
but
to the stage Governor
I still
Sarah
want
Huckabee
to-
Sanders.
I still want to see those executive orders, unless there's a good speaker coming right now. Oh, well, okay, this woman is good. Okay. Sarah Huckabee. Sarah Huckabee. We need to listen to her.
What a great day to be an American. I have to admit, it's a little surreal to be back in Washington, D.C. right now. 8 years ago, I was one of the very first staffers to go into the White House for President Trump's first term. And today, because Donald Trump believed in me, defended me, I stand before you as the youngest governor in the country. More importantly, I stand here as someone who absolutely loves this country and is so thankful we finally have a president that is back in the White House that will fight for each one of us.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. This is the good stuff.
Okay. The next one will be, excuse me. The next one will be 47 sub-cabinet level appointments, sir. But you don't have to sign 47.
Man, I hope they didn't miss the important ones, man. You know, the release of the January 6ers and whatever he can do with the border. So let's see.
Thank you, sir. Now 31 acting designations and appointments to effectively take control of the government. Let's do that. That's important.
That's important, isn't it?
We have 15 commission chairman and acting chairman appointments.
Send it.
Commission chairman and acting chairman.
He was number one at Harvard also. You know that?
Good counsel.
They have something in common.
Thank you, sir. Lastly, we have a proclamation ordering that on all future inauguration days, including this inauguration day, that flags shall be flown at full mast. Very important.
That was a beautiful place to have an inauguration tonight. The sound was so good. The temperature was 72 degrees, but the sound was so good. Maybe something to think about.
Thank you.
Okay.
The good acoustics. Yes.
All right. Now,
That's it.
we go to lunch.
Great. Very
Nice
good.
to meet you. Thank you very much. There you go. Like that. All right. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Did you have a good meeting with former President Biden?
Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful custom. It goes back as long as goes. Before that, it was a stagecoach. But it was, I thought it was beautiful. Thank you. Great job. Great job. Thank you. Check.
Do you have any reaction to the pardons President Biden did at the last minute?
Well, I'm not going to discuss it now. I think it was unfortunate that he did that. We won't discuss it now. There's plenty of time to discuss it.
Thank you very much, guys.
Should we go to lunch?
Very much.
Okay. Okay.
Head to lunch.
Ready for lunch? Okay. Thank you.
That was 3 times the number of appointments you did in 2017, sir. Plenty of time. Just getting started. A lot of good work to do. So that's when they agree. So thank you.
That was great. That was great. That was great. Standing ovation.
I liked it.
That will serve after him deserves to know that we have a leader that loves this country and will do everything he can to make it great. And that's exactly what we have in Donald J. Trump. I've had the opportunity to stand behind a microphone and defend and celebrate this president many times. But this may be the very proudest, because I know over the next 4 years, he is going to rebuild our country and make it the best that it has ever been. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting our president. Let's get to work. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Okay. Okay, I like Sarah Huckabee, but so what happened? I mean, I wanted to know, we wanted to see the executive action orders. I thought he was signing stuff that were important for us. Now we don't know. Now I'm gonna have to check on the news to see what he signed, but I wanted to see him sign the release of January 6ers. I didn't want to. I mean, the speeches are okay, but come on, how could they miss those? How could they miss Trump signing those executive actions? Man.
Back on the plane, we flew up to San Francisco. Had a huge dinner there, about an hour-long motorcade back. And we're flying down from San Francisco to Los Angeles. It's about 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, 3:30 a.m. Eastern time. Donald Trump has been on a plane for 21 and a half hours. And he looks over at me and he says, "Hey, Michael, pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool." You know, about 9.5 years ago, he came down the escalator in New York City. And to everybody's shock and dismay, he said, "I am going to make America great again. We are going to rebuild our southern border. We are going to restore our economy. We are going to keep our communities safe. And we're going to make sure that America is strong enough to protect our interests and our allies around the world." And I can say that over the last year, as we have taken that message to Detroit, to Philadelphia, to New York, to Milwaukee, to San Francisco, and everywhere in between, that man, our president, has never wavered. And here we are today, and at 12:01, right up the street, he put his hand on a Bible, and he swore an oath to make America great again. So let me ask you, and let me ask all of America, are you ready for America to be wealthy again? Are you ready for America to be safe again? Are you ready for America to be strong again? Are you ready for America to be great again? Are you ready for Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance to be the president and the vice president of the United States of America? Pretty cool, huh? Thank you, America, and thank you for everything that you did to make today a reality.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Congressman Byron Donalds.
No one said it would be easy to hold your head up through the ups and downs. But if you want it and you believe it, you can find a way to turn it around.
Well, I do like this dude. He's cool. He's good. This guy is great. But I guess I'm gonna call it after this speech. I'm gonna call it quits because I wanted to see the executive orders. I wanted to see the important ones. But okay, let's watch.
Whether
let's
it
watch
was
his
Georgia,
speech,
North Carolina, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona, or Nevada, we swept them all, and Donald Trump is president of the United States. For years, they said it wasn't going to happen. For years, they said, no, 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 it's going to be the left's way. But it was the American people who looked the craziness of the left in the eye and said, we need common sense. We need real vision. We need a country that is going to be preeminent above all others. And we need the American people to be put first. And all of you in this arena and around this country made sure Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States. Being here in Washington on January 20th is special for me. This is the day we commemorate the birthday of Dr. King. And as I was sitting in the Capitol Rotunda, as I was watching Donald Trump give the best speech ever at a presidential inauguration, it reminded me to another great speech. And Pastor Sewell and his benediction, I got to have a talking with him because he was phenomenal. But what it said to me is that in our country, there are no perfect men. There are no perfect women. There are people who were used at a point in time in this country to put this country in position to be better than it was before. And so that's why in the Capitol Rotunda, when President Trump talked about that bullet that went through his ear and that he is here at this time because God has placed him here at this time to make sure that the golden era of America comes through right now. So yes, we are going to make sure that we get your prices under control and we have a great economy. Yes, we're going to get out of stupid wars and dumb conflicts, and we're going to have peace through strength. Yes, our soldiers are going to be focused on their core mission, and that is to kill the enemy and to come home. Yes, we're going to have the largest repatriation force of illegal immigrants in the history of this country, because the only way you come to America is legally, following the law.
Get him out, get him out.
All of those promises and more, they're going to be kept starting today at that very desk over there. And I got a special message, and this is for states like California and New York and Illinois. If you want to continue to have a dumpster fire form of government, if you want to continue to mislead your people thinking that your radical policies are the way forward, people like myself in the great state of Florida and Tennessee and Texas and the administration of Donald J. Trump, we are going to show you what true governance is. We are going to show you what true leadership is. And we are going to show the people in your states that they don't have to live with Gavin Newsom. They can have a Republican again in the state of California. And the last thing, because I don't want this to be about red states versus blue states, we are Americans. And the thing that will unify us is the success of our nation. When a young kid can grow up in the inner city and make something of himself, that is success. When a mom can dream about her children and they achieve something wonderful in America, that is success. When an immigrant from another country comes through the right way and they actually build something and they add to what America truly is, that is success. When we unify our efforts and we can disagree, but still keep the most perfect union ever known going, that is success. Those are the common sense ideals of America. That is the leadership that Donald Trump is going to bring. And I don't care if you're in California or Florida, that is going to be the guiding principles of the United States of America. So buckle up, everybody, because we're going to be unified. We're going to get the job done. And I don't know about you, I'm kind of sick of speeches. On Capitol Hill, a few blocks from here, we are going to get the job done, or people will be moved out of the way. God bless you guys. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and their families. God bless you.
We all love that dude. That guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
That guy knows how to talk, how to speak. I remember at the beginning, I wanted him to be Trump's vice presidential pick, but hey, after that debate between Vance and that and tampon team, that was a good choice too. That was a great choice. J.D. Vance is also a great choice as a vice president. But yeah, and you see, I mean, I believe that he actually J.D. Vance did even better in the debates than Trump. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. 4 more years of a good economy, illegals out, no more of this legal process of immigrants coming over here. I mean, it's not legal. I mean, of just bringing whatever people over here. That needs to be fixed too. We need better immigrants. We need good immigrants. We cannot be bringing whatever through legalized process. I mean, no, that should stop also. No more illegal immigrants and no more legal immigrants that are actually that are not wanted over there in their countries. No more of that. That needs to stop. So yeah, hopefully that gets through and we have a good 4 years. Let me see what they're saying. So I see in the super chat of RSBN that says release the J6ers now. Yeah, they need to be released. No doubt. And the super chat says to genders, free the J6ers. So what happened? He didn't sign an executive order to release them? Is that going to come later? I mean, is he going to sign more today? I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I trust the dude. Yeah, it says free J6ers. Okay, yeah. Let's hope so. The thing is that they didn't put the whole video when Trump was signing the stuff, the papers. I mean, why? How could you miss that? So I guess we'll wait and see what happens. But those things, if they haven't been done, they need to be done today. Release the J6ers and whatever needs to be signed in order to secure the border, that also very important. That also needs to be done today. Oh well, I don't know who's gonna come next, who's gonna speak right now. But all I can say is that well, it has been a good live stream. It has been I've been here like for 2 hours, maybe. I don't know how much time. Yeah, almost 2 hours. I want to thank you guys to everybody who is watching, for everybody who watched this live stream. This is my first live stream. Never done this before, so I apologize for whatever mistakes I made at the beginning. You gotta give me a learning curve right there. But thank you for everybody who's been here, who's been watching, who follows me on social media. I appreciate that. I want to see if I could do this more often. I want to be like Let's Be Frank, and I want to be like Salty Cracker, who do live streams every week. I want to be like them. I want to start. I want to focus on this on YouTube and start giving you guys content. That's what I want to do. I know that I have a lot of people who follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, on Gab. So I want to keep this going. So yeah, I guess I don't know, unless I'm making a mistake. I guess there's no way to do super chats because I guess I need more followers or I need more views. I don't know how that works. But in the meantime, if you wanted to contribute in any way, you wanted to help me in any way, I have my new comic book. It's on Amazon. The link is in the description down below. It's if you wanna celebrate Trump's inauguration, Trump's next 4 years of his presidency. Yeah, check my comic book. I put a lot of effort in it. It's about the woke virus, which should be gone in the next 4 years. The woke virus, the whole woke in the military and in government, all that crap. Dudes having gay sex in Congress, all that freaking crap, all that needs to be gone. The fire department in places like LA focusing on diversity, inclusion. Oh, you're a white male, even if you're qualified, no, we don't want you. We need more black, lesbians, all that stuff. We don't need you. We need more fatties. That's what we need. We don't need white straight men. What the hell is that? So all that woke crap needs to go, needs to leave. So that's what my book is about the woke mind virus, and about curing the world from the woke mind virus. But yeah, that's very important. That needs to go. I mean, one of the problems in LA, what happened? That freaking woman, a lesbian, saying that if you got yourself in that situation of being on a fire, then that's on you. What the hell? What the hell? What did that lesbian fat woman say? Black fat lesbian woman said? She said that when people told her, how you gonna carry my husband out of a fire, her response is always, well, it's his fault that he got into that situation in the first place. What the hell is that? That is woke. When people ask you what is woke, that is woke. Show them the video, it's out there. Disgusting. But anyway, let's see if they say who else is coming. Who else is speaking?
Please welcome to the stage, Charlie Kirk.
We did it, everybody. It is hard to believe, almost surreal. For those of you that have always had the president's back throughout these last couple of years, when we were at our darkest moment 4 years ago, this is your victory. For those of you that refuse to waver, when they tried to throw our amazing patriots in federal prison, when they tried to silence this movement, for those of you that never wavered, this is your victory. For those of you that are sick and tired of seeing your beloved home be overrun by hordes of illegals, this is your victory. And no longer is this just a rally about what we say we're going to do when President Trump takes office. Now I can say what he's doing right now as we are here in this arena. As we are here right now, President Donald Trump is signing executive order after executive order, 200 executive actions and orders today, some of which include drill, baby, drill, curb inflation, national emergency on the southern border, and my favorite, that God created man and woman. There are no other genders besides that. No more critical race theory or diversity, equity, inclusion in our military. Our taxpayer dollars will no longer fund our kids to hate our country. It is over as of today, thanks to President Trump. And what you saw from President Trump today, which, by the way, I believe was the best inaugural address in American history. And the reason why it was the best, it was not platitudes or abstractions or empty promises. It wasn't about stuff that the DC regime wants to hear. While they were all sitting behind him, he basically said, the people in this room have been robbing you, the American people. You see, as of high noon, just an hour and a half ago, the 46th president is no longer. And And you might think it was Joe Biden, but it really was a bunch of White House staffers that you've never heard of before. Their term is over. It will go 45 Trump, a bunch of White House staffers, 47 Trump. That is how the succession will go. And what we have seen these last couple of years was the intentional destruction and obliteration of our homeland. And in just one day, we're going to understand a very simple truth, that decline is a choice. That when your country is failing, it's because our leaders have decided to allow it to fail. And President Trump, I really believe, is on a mission from the Almighty to save this country in that millimeter miracle where he very well could have been not just shot, but unspeakable things could have happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. And the reason that they wanted to take out Donald Trump so bad, 700 years in federal prison, every possible way imaginable, is because he brings you guys into the room. Is because he brings you into the negotiation. You see, this was supposed to be a managed decline of the United States of America. And just understand what you are living through. You're living through a new American renaissance. And honestly, there were a lot of people that said there's no way they'll allow Donald Trump to be president again. They're going to steal it. They're going to use the machines. And I understand all that. They're going to try to take him out. But never underestimate.
To act in ways pleasing to you. Preserve their families in health and strength by your grace and power. Bless now this luncheon as each of us finds your grace sufficient for every need. We pray in your sovereign name. Amen.
All right, put Charlie Kirk back because I don't want to see them eat. Okay.
The young people of America, the young
All right, just be patient, guys. Come on, come on, come on.
You know, it was not easy work. It was very difficult. But I want to all the young people of America and Gen Z, I want you to know President Trump is going to deliver for you so that you could be able to own a home, have big families, believe in this country, and the American dream that your parents once had, you will also be able to enjoy. And let us all together say, thank you, God. Thank you for giving us 45 and 47. Thank you for delivering this country from the most awful people imaginable. Our best days are ahead. Thank you, everybody. God bless you all.
Okay, that was good. Even though his speech was cut, that was good. And I don't like Charlie Kirk that much, but I mean, it's not that I don't like him. It's just that I don't trust
Ladies
him.
and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the next Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick.
Charlie Kirk used to argue in favor of more people coming into this country. That was not, but now he's based. Now he talks about anti-whiteism and how the communists, the leftists, are trying to bring people in order to replace white people. I mean, all that is true. So now he talks about that. So I guess it's good now. But again, it's not like I don't like him. It's just that I need to see what else he says. I need to trust him again. But anyway, I guess we're done. I mean, it has been 2 hours, or it has been 2 hours already, guys. So again, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Again, there's no way to do super chats here, or I don't know how to do them right now. But just you can support me by getting my comic book. It's on Amazon. The link is in the description down below. You can also follow me on social media. Again, those links are down below. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. It's gonna be some good 4 years, and I'll try to do more live streamings. I'll try to do more videos. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys around. Bye.